Hello everyone, welcome back to my class. This is Mehjabin Fatima, accounts lecturer at Elizabeth High School and Junior College. In our previous class, we have studied the first chapter of accountancy, that is bookkeeping and accounting. And in our class, we have about the bookkeeping, about the accounting and about the process of accounting. Now in this class, we will proceed with our chapter, that is objectives of accounting. Let's start with our class. Our first objective of accountancy is to maintain accounting records. It means to have the systematic record of business transactions. The next objective is to find out the result of operation. That means to calculate the profit or loss account and to see at what position your business is. And our next objective is to ascertain the financial position. As I told you, to ascertain the financial position is to know about the financial status about the business or to check the progress of the business. And then the last objective is to communicate the information to users. It means to provide the information to the different parties or the users who are using this business transaction. Let's see what are the advantages of accounting and why do we need accounting. So the first advantage is permanent and reliable record. Accounting provides permanent record for all business transactions and provide reliable information to different interested parties, thus replacing the human memory which fails to remember huge number of business transactions. As we already know, we human beings cannot remember all the things and we don't have that much memory. So in order to sort out this problem, we need accounting. Why? Because it provides permanent record for all the business transactions. As a human being, he cannot remember all the business transactions, so it is better option for him to have the permanent record of all business transactions which provides the reliable information. The information which is given in the record should be reliable. That means it must be trustworthy. And thus, it replaces the human memory which fails to remember huge number of business transactions. So due to this accounting records, human memory has been replaced. Our next advantage is net result of business transactions. It is not enough to know only the profit and loss, but the proprietor requires a full picture of his financial position to plan for a next year's business balance sheet. Balance sheet provides the financial status of the business. Our next advantage of accounting is net results of business transaction. Accounting provides the operational results, that is profit and loss of business for the given period of time. With the help of these records, we will come to know about the profit and loss of the business. And our next advantage is to ascertainment of financial position. It is not enough to know only the profit and loss, but the proprietor requires a full picture of his financial position to plan for the next year's business. Balance sheet provides the financial status of the business. So it is not only to know about the profit and loss. The proprietor or the owner of the business, he must have the full picture of the business so that he can plan his business for the next year as well. So in order to overcome this, we are having the balance sheet which provides the financial status of the business. So by seeing on the balance sheet, the business owner or the proprietor will come to know about the financial status of his business. Next advantage is facilitates comparative study. So it facilitates comparative study. How? The accounting provides the facility of comparative study of the various aspects of the business, such as profit, sales, expenses, etc. with that of previous years and helps the businessman to take necessary decision. So this record is not only for present years, but if the business person is recording all the transactions for the previous years, he can compare those transactions with the present year as well, so that it will help him to progress his business, as it provides information about the profit, sales, expenses, etc. With the previous records, he can compare the present situation of the business or present record of the business so that he can take the necessary decisions or actions. Our next advantage is to control over assets. In the course of business, the proprietor acquires various assets like building, machinery, furniture, etc., which are well protected by generating records. As I told you earlier, assets will be of two types, that is tangible and intangible assets. So these assets are like building, machinery, furniture, etc., and these are well protected by keeping the accounting records. And our next advantage is performance evaluation. So performance evaluation is nothing but accounting forms a basis in the process of performance evaluation to improve the performance of employees, divisions, activities, etc. So accounting, it forms a basis in the process of performance evaluation. The performance of the employees and their activities, their division will be evaluated with the help of these accounting records, and it will also help them to improve their work. Our next advantage is helps management. Accounting helps management. How accounting helps management on important issues like ascertainment of cost and price fixation of goods and services. So the management, he can fix the price for the goods and services by having this accounting. And our last advantage is evidence. Evidence means accounting records acts as an approved evidence in legal matters. For example, if anyone comes to my business and imposed any allegation on my business, at that time I can provide my accounting records, so that those records will help me in legal matters, and that records will act as an evidence for my business. So besides having many advantages of accounting, we are having some limitations or disadvantages of accounting as well. Now let's see what are the limitations of accounting. The first one is it records only monetary transactions. Accounting considers monetary transactions only. Non-monetary transactions like skills of human resources, quality, organization, culture, units of production, sales, etc. are ignored in accounting. So the biggest limitation of accounting is it records only monetary transactions. That means it records only the transactions which are dealt with money terms. So it does not record non-monetary transaction. This is the biggest limitation of accounting. Monetary transactions are also important in business, such as human resources, quality, organization, culture, units of production, etc. These non-monetary transactions are also important in order to run the business. So this accounting, it has the biggest limitation that it does not record the non-monetary transaction. Our next limitation is historical in nature. Accounting considers only historical transactions, that is transactions which have occurred in the past only recorded in accounting books. Let's see the differences between bookkeeping and accounting. So on the basis of distinction, that is scope, bookkeeping, it is concerned with recording of business transactions. So only the business transactions are being recorded here. Whereas accounting scope will not only concerned with recording but also C, S, R, A and I. I hope you remember these points. C means to classify, S is to summarize, R is to report, A is to analyze and I is to interpret. Since I don't have much space here, I have written it in the short form, but you will not write in the short form. So accounting, it is concerned with this classifying, summarizing, analyzing, interpretation and reporting, etc. The main objective of bookkeeping is to maintain systematic record in chronological order. Chronological order means is to maintain the systematic record in date-wise order. Whereas in accounting, ascertain profitability and financial performance of the business concern. In accounting, we are providing this record to ascertain the profitability and financial performance, means to check the progress of the business. Now, on the basis of nature, bookkeeping is often routine and clerical in nature, whereas accounting is analytical and executive in nature. And when we will see the responsibility, it is the responsibility of the bookkeeper to keep the records, or in accounting, it is the responsibility of the accountant to check the records. On the basis of supervision, bookkeeper does not supervise and check work of accountant, whereas accountant, he checks and supervises the work of bookkeeper. Here the bookkeeper will not check the work of accountant, but accountant will check the work of bookkeeper. And the last distinction is staff involved. In bookkeeping will be done by the junior level staff, whereas in accounting it will be done by the senior staff or the accountants. So these are the differences between the bookkeeping and accounting. I hope you understood this concept very well. There are some basic accounting terms which are very important and you should know about them in order to do accounting subject. So the first term is business transaction. When we are taking the word, we must remember here we are speaking about the transactions and which are done in business. When we are speaking about business transaction, we should remember that here we are speaking about the transactions which are done in business, and as it is an economic activity, it means where we want to earn profit. As business is an economic activity, we want to earn the profit. As business is an economic activity which is done for the profit motive. So here we are having certain business transaction where the inflow and outflow of money will be there, and these activities they are related to and the activities which are related to inflow and outflow of the money, that we are calling it as business transactions. Let's see what do you mean by event. So basically event means what is the result of our business concern or what is the result of our business transaction. For example, the cost of the chair is 40,000 and I sold that chair for 50,000. Here that 10,000 which I have earned, that will be my extra income. So the transaction which took place gives the result and that is called as event. Let's see what is account. Till now we have discussed about accounting. Now let's see what do you mean by account. So account is a place where these transactions will take place or where these transactions are recorded. The format of account will be like this. The format of account will be like this. It will have the two sides. One will be the right side and one will be the left side, and each side will represent the inflow and outflow of transactions. As in our business concern, we are having two types of transaction, that will be the debit or credit. That means inflow and outflow of the money. So here these transactions we have to show with the help of these accounts. So the left part will always be the debit side. To that we are denoting it as DR, that means debit side or debtor, or the right part will be the credit side. To that we are denoting it as CR, that is creditor. So debit what comes in and credit what goes out. So whatever the inflow and outflow of the transaction will be there, that will be recorded in an account. Capital is an amount which is invested in the business concern by the proprietor or the owner of the business. And drawings, it is the amount of cash or value of goods withdrawn from the business by the proprietor for his personal use. So if the proprietor he withdraw the money from the business for his personal use, that will be our drawings. Let's see what is liability. Liability in simple terms we can call it as responsibility. Although it doesn't have any meaning, but these denote the amount which a business owes to others. So liability basically it means the business owes some money to other concerns. So that money will be recorded here as a liability. For example, loans from the banks or other persons, creditors of goods supplied, etc. That all will be our liability. Let's see what are assets. Assets are the properties or resources owned by the business. Even if I have to take money from others, that will also be my asset. So asset, it is nothing but the property of the business. For example, land, building, machinery, etc. But in assets again we are having two types, that is tangible and intangible. Tangible assets, they does have physical existence or the assets which can be touched or seen, whereas intangible assets they doesn't have any physical existence. When we take the example of tangible assets, land, building, machinery, plant, these all will come under tangible assets, whereas intangible assets, goodwill, patent, etc. will come over intangible assets. Let's see what are the expenses. The cost incurred in producing and selling the goods is called as expenses. We already know about the term expense. So it is the cost which is incurred in production and selling of the goods and services is called as expenses. Now what do you mean by revenue? Revenue is the amount which has been received through sale of any goods. So it is the amount which the person or the proprietor is receiving through the sale of the goods. And income, it is the difference between revenue and expenses. That means incomes is equals to revenue minus expenses. When we take out expense from the revenue, whatever the amount will be, that will be our income. So what is profit? So income will be there after every transaction, but the profit will come after specific year. So there is a difference between income and profit. Income will be there after every transaction, but whereas when we take the profit, it will be there after specific year or the particular time. Loss is nothing but if my revenue is less than my expenses after the whole year, that will be my loss. Let's see what are purchases and returns. So purchases refers to the amount of goods bought by the business for resale or for use in production, and if that purchase will not give me the better quality, I will return those goods and that will be my purchase return. So the purchases means when I am purchasing any goods from the other side, that will be my purchases, and if in case the quality of that goods will not be good, so I will return those purchases, that will be my purchases returns. And when we will see the sales and sales return, it is quite opposite to purchases, where I am selling my goods, that will be my sales, and the sales returns, if the customer he find out any defective item, he will return to me, that will be my sales return. And the last one is stock or inventory. Both are the same. Stock is nothing but it is the unsold, the goods which are not being sold, that will be my stock or inventory. Again, they will be of two types, that is opening stock, which will be at the starting of the year or commencement of the business, and again we are having closing stock, that will be at the ending of the year. So these all are the basic accounting terms which you should know in order to do the accounting. So here we are done with our first chapter, that is bookkeeping and accounting. I hope you understood this chapter very well. Let's continue our class with next chapter in next class. Thank you.